We'll be continuing the same chapter, that is the epilogue, which is about the 24 principal gurus of Lord Dattatreya, lessons of wisdom from nature. So far, we have finished 18 gurus, so six more gurus are left out, and we will be completing the Guru Charitra Satsang. Very good morning. Jai Shri Krishna Guru. Thank you for joining Shri Guru Charitra Satsang. Wishing you all a very happy Friday. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha, Om Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Guru Charitra Satsang. So just a small recap. Epilogue, lessons of wisdom from nature. It will be of interest here to know that Lord Dattatreya says that we will have to, however, learn initially the lessons of wisdom from nature herself, who is the best teacher. He cites his own example to illustrate this truth and tells us from whom he had learnt and what each one of them teaches us. The 18th principal guru we learned was about the raven, the evil of clinging to possessions. So how clinging to any possessions was going to lead you to your downfall, and it is quite a misery. So that's what we learned. So let us continue from the next one, that is the 19th principal guru, the child, the virtue of prapti, that is total reliance on God. The suckling child is free from worries and is cheerful, as his mother takes total care of him. Let us also leave ourselves through self-surrender to the care of God. Okay, this is a very, very important lesson, and we need to understand what Lord Dattatreya is teaching here. See, when you're a small baby, you know what? You don't even know the existence of what is happening around you. You have complete faith and trust in your mother that she is going to provide you for everything. Whenever you're hungry, when you cry, even before you cry, the mother knows that it's time, for her baby to be fed. So she makes all the preparations and she keeps the food ready. Even before the baby is going to cry, she's feeding the baby. So such is her love, such is a mother's nature. But why do we believe that today, after having been born on this material world, in this material world, we think that it is that we are the one who's responsible to take care of our life? Why can't we trust in the divine Lord, who is our father, mother, everything of everything, who has given birth to us? Don't you think he knows what is best for us? And don't you believe in him that he's going to take care of us? Just like this mother, she's going to feed her baby in time. She knows that her baby is hungry. She knows her baby wants something. Everything she provides, food, clothing, shelter, you name it. And she also pampers the baby by giving her baby all sorts of toys. That's the gifts, right? That is a sort of a desire. She believes her child needs to play with certain beautiful toys, and she keeps giving them those lovely toys, and she's ever pampering her baby. But she also expects that her child becomes a very good one. He doesn't just throw tantrums, doesn't cry unnecessarily, but on the contrary, is a well-behaved baby. See, every mother wants her child to be the best. Okay, for her mother, for the mother, her son or daughter, whoever the child is the best. Okay, like we say, for the koel, for the crow, the crow's child is really the best. So for everybody, the others might have opinions or call you whatever names they want. Somebody will say, oh, look at how black he looks. Or somebody will say, oh, the baby is very cute. So everybody is going to have their own opinions and a way of looking at someone's beauty, or the way they look at the way they're structured, right? But that doesn't sway the mother. For the mother, her child is the ultimate. Similarly, for God, God's children are ultimate. And please remember, God is very kind. See, at least in case of the mother, she has given birth to her child through her womb. So for her, it is not just her child, but it is the attachment, something that she possesses. Why? Because that being has come from her body. So she believes that is mine. But similarly, you go ask her to show the same love on someone else's child. Will she do it? Yeah, she'll love your friends, she'll be nice, but she's not going to show the same love or the attachment that she has for her child. Why is this differentiation? But does God differentiate like that? No. For God, everybody is equal. This is what I admire about my Krishna Guruji. That is who he is. For him, everybody is the same. The amount of love that he can show to each one is incredible. On the contrary, to his closest ones, he's, he's a very tough master, he's that very, it's like this, the gentleman in the office, the officer and the gentleman, if you've seen that movie, he's like that real tough officer who, who's training his, he's that officer who's getting trained under him. So the master is the tough one, the teacher who's ever wanting the best from his kids. We are all his children. We are Guru Putra and Guru Putri. And for him, there is nothing else beyond that. Everybody who comes as disciple devotees, everybody is his children, are his children alone. They do not have any, the gurus, the great masters don't have any differentiation. I'm talking about the real divine masters. We are not talking about the fake gurus who exist in the world. See, they are only interested in making their conglomerates. They are interested in making you, pay for their courses, pay for this, that, and not even giving you an initiation, not even they themselves have not got initiated. And what is that they are going to give you? Nothing. That's a fake world, okay? And that is why we say this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, everything is unreal. But there is the divinity, the real divinity exists, but it is only going to be accessible or only to the chosen ones. That is by the grace of the God alone. Who he confers his grace, we cannot judge that, and we cannot even know why, what, wherefore. Is never understood by us because we are not all knowing. So only the divine Lord Almighty knows, and that is why we say Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. The Parabrahma manifests in the form of a Guru, and then the grace comes in for everybody. Those who have to come to him will come to him only for that moment in time. You can be there for a year, a month, a day, or for lifetime to eternity. That depends. We don't know. And some people will only have to come and take that much of grace. I have personally experienced so many disciples, devotees meeting my Guruji. But it doesn't mean that everybody is going to be with him. They only need that much. Sometimes they'll be there, throughout the journey. They'll serve the Guru, they're going to serve his purpose, they will do all of that. But sometimes they will just drop off or fall off for whatever reason might be. We don't know the grand plan, we don't know the reason. But my Guruji doesn't give up on anybody. He continues to do his it's not his the reason for his manifestation. That is what he continues to do, and which is to teach, impart that spiritual knowledge and put those spiritual aspirants on the path. And for the true spiritual seekers, he guides them on that path and shows them a way and how to live his way of life. That is what he comes and imparts, and we follow. He is my Krishna Guruji, Lord Shri Krishna himself. And what do we live? Our foundation is based on the Bhagavad Gita. Everything that Krishna stands for, the representation, our life is driven by him. You know what? This is not a joke. Literally, he is the charioteer of my life. That is what I believe in. Today, I am just mere an instrument in the hands of my divine Lord Almighty, my Gurudev. He runs everybody's life, but most important, you need to surrender. He doesn't take charge of everybody's life. Please, you need to understand this. There are only chosen few. That is all that those to whom he has given initiation, and those who are there with him. He takes care of their well-being. He takes charge of their life, both in the material and spiritual world. He ensures that they follow their path. They are serving the purpose of the divine Lord Almighty, and in the spiritual world, they are evolving on that spiritual to attain their spiritual will. So whatever the spiritual progress they have to get, the Guru takes care of it. We don't even have to worry about it, But most important is we have to do our swadharma. We have to follow his instructions. We have to just keep doing our job, that which your Gurudev ordains. I think we have discussed this throughout this Guru Charitra. Today we are just finishing, end of this Guru Charitra. Just it feels overwhelming because it was a very beautiful journey to continuously, you know, learn about this divine being, his nature. What is this? Sorry, give me a moment. So, we have been learning in the entire scriptures of Guru Charitra. What is this nature of this divine master? Who is this divine incarnation? Why does he manifest? I think we have done this very beautifully. And Lord Dattatreya himself has explained why he keeps manifesting in different forms. What is his avatar all about? What does he come and do? So we have understood the nature. How do you recognize a real master when you meet him? Don't take him for granted. Don't treat him like an ordinary human being. He is not. You are an ordinary mortal. So don't use your yardstick to judge the divine Lord Almighty. Don't use your mind to judge him. You can never even know him. See, this is a problem with people. So, but my Guruji is very compassionate. He will allow everybody to, to make their mistakes. He doesn't want to be acknowledged. He doesn't even want to be given the respect. But please remember, you're sitting and talking in front of the divine Lord Almighty. So please beware. And something that I personally get very angry, but my Guruji teaches, we are not here to get angry because they are ignorant people. They don't understand. That's what my Guruji teaches. So we have to become very tolerant. The whole aspect of spirituality is to be our good self, to be kind, compassionate, benevolent, loving, caring, forgiving, and most important, having tolerant, having the forbearance, having patience, and being nice to everybody. In the last few days, I've learned so many beautiful lessons. What is that? My Guruji's teaching is so true. See, till we don't experience, till we don't understand the truth about what the Guru teaches, the knowledge will never enter you. See, you need to get the direct experience of that knowledge. And one way to recognize the real master, only he can give you the direct experience of what he's teaching you. Not anybody else in this universe, let me tell you. People can teach all sorts of nonsensical things. They will tell you to do rituals. They will give you amulets. They will tell you, oh, you have to do your sadhana. What sadhana? There's no, not the concoction of your body is a sadhana. Sadhana is to control your mind, to controlling your thoughts, your mouth that you speak. You're overcoming your tendencies. That is the spiritual sadhana. Sadhana doesn't mean you do some stupid yoga, concoction of the body. That is only for your health perspective. Yeah. You want to do that. Nobody stops you. But that is not spiritual sadhana. Spiritual sadhana is to following the instructions of the Gurudev. You know what? The first thing that the disciple doesn't do is follow the instructions of the Guru, because that is human nature. That is the tendency. That is what the Guru teaches, how to break the tendency. See, yesterday we had gone to a very important task to perform and it was too late. We came pretty late in the night. We are all exhausted. But you know what? My Gurudev is, I'm so proud to say this, but even I was not able to be up at 4 a.m. My Guruji, though we returned like 2 a.m., he must have just, I don't even know if he slept. He is up at 4 o'clock. And he actually today, it's so shameful that he came and woke us up all. That is great. That is his power. That is who he is. Can we human being overcome this tendency, the lethargy, the believing I am the body? Because they understand they are not the body. He's not the body at all. Body is just a vehicle. But can you perform to that level? It's amazing. Someday, it's my goal and aspiration to live everything my Guruji stands for, to literally live a life of him. That is all my aim is. I have nothing else to achieve in this world, because you know what? The day you realize everything is futile, there is no truth in this world. There is no tatya, like my Guruji says. My Krishna Guruji says these words. There is no tatya in this world. But we have taken this body. We have to serve our purpose, and we have to live a God-pleasing life. And our only goal is to attain that God realization. That is why we are here. There is nothing beyond that. You ask your life, is it worth living? People waste their life, in literally they waste their life by procrastinating, by not doing things, by not doing things in time, by just sitting and doing nothing, wasting their life, that beautiful God-given life. This human birth comes after many, many lifetimes of merit. And what do? We just waste that human birth itself. We go after the sensual pleasures. We want to titillate our senses. Yesterday the last class, we did about how we have to not get carried away when the senses come in contact with the sense object. So how do you control your senses? That is what Lord Dattatreya taught us. Why is he teaching? You think he doesn't have job and he's just sitting there jobless, that is why he's giving these lessons? No, he's telling how this is our nature, and what is that we have to learn from the mother nature, who herself is the greatest teacher. But do we even look in that perspective? No, we don't. So this is what we need to understand. And he was yesterday, despite all that, he was up. That is his greatness. And for us to live even one small lesson, what he teaches is a big pain. We don't want to listen. And who is this we don't want to listen? It is our mind, that ego, which doesn't allow you to rise above. See, it's always going to create obstacles. But are you going to succumb to that? And if you succumb to that, then you are some ordinary kida makoda from the gutter, from the roadside. Then there is no difference between you and any other human being in the world. You know why? Because at least you have the grace of the guru. The worldly people don't have the grace. This is why my Guruji says, the reason why we have to be our good self is because those people are talking because they are ignorant being. My Guruji says this, see, everybody talks from their ignorance. The day they understand that little bit, even the little bit of truth, they will shut up their mouth. They will not open their big mouth and try to make, ask the most stupidest of the questions or try to show how much knowledge they have. When they come in the contact of the Divine Master, they will shut up their mouth and just be humble and learn from him. On the contrary, here people talk dime a dozen nonsense in today's day and age. Learning to zero. Nobody wants to learn. I'm telling you, this is the truth about the Kali Yuga. Don't come and open your big mouth in the presence of the great master. Be humble, show your humility and learn. Because otherwise you are the one who's losing out on that opportunity, because he's God Almighty. He is Sachidanand, Sat, Chit and Anand, and surrender. What is the guru we are talking about? He's talking about a child who surrenders completely to in the hands of the mother. The child knows the mother is going to take care and is completely innocent. It doesn't even have its mind. Similarly, we have to become this clay in the hands of our Gurudev. We need to surrender our mind, body, senses, ego, everything at the lotus feet of the Gurudev completely, and become the clay in his hands so that he can mold us the way he wants us to be. That is following his way of life, making us the divine being, showing us the right path, righteous path. That is what he stands for. And what are we telling? Coming and asking the stupidest of the question, be ashamed of yourself. Next time, don't come and open your mouth here in front of my Guruji. Literally get very irritated. We all tend to do this at some point or the other. Because you know why? We look at his human form, who's sitting, oh, he's like bichara, lachara, old man. Of course he's not. That is his Maya. Please remember, he's always in the highest of his peak performances. That energy that he carries, nobody can have. You can't even stand him. There was a very beautiful story which my Guruji was narrating to some of his disciples last week about Chinmayananda and his Gurudev. When he meets his Gurudev one day, I'm just going to give that small story. I'm not going to go through the whole background. When after meeting his Gurudev, one day his Gurudev says, I'll go to the mountain and come back. So Chinmayananda says, even I want to join you. He says, no, you stay here. But he doesn't listen. His Gurudev already climbed like the mountain so fast, and Chinmayananda is not even quarter way. He's not even crossed 10% of that walk. Are you capable? My point is that your Gurudev is that divine master. He doesn't have this body. They have overcome their mind, body, senses, tendencies, everything. They have conquered that body. They understand the truth that I am not this body. They are the divine manifestation. But Chinmayananda could not. He was panting and huffing and puffing. He couldn't even cross 5-10% of that distance. And he just finally sat down right there. So that is what a master is all about. You cannot ever match him. So don't even try your comparisons. You know what? Be humble. Show humility and learn. Become this child. Surrender to him and learn his grace. Only through his grace will you evolve. But he is going to see how much effort you are going to put. This is not a joke. I'll tell you, my Guruji has always said to me, I'm not going to give you anything easy. I'm going to see how much effort you are going to put in doing anything. In my world, it is always about fight. Fight in the sense I have to go and personally do it. If I don't do it, things are not going to work out in my life. And my Guruji has taught one very interesting lesson. And that lesson is, don't depend on other people. He'll say, you have to go learn. You have to physically do it. Don't expect others to do it for you. And especially in your world, things are not going to come to you easily. In the material world, everybody will get everything, but for you, I will not give you. But please remember, I am your Sarathi. I am the charioteer of your life. I am driving the chariot. You are my Arjuna. Lift your bow and arrow and shoot. This is what my Guruji has taught, and never taught to, just succumb to the material worldly ways and be. And yesterday, every single time, we had gone to some very important work, and throughout the day, we have been on our toes, going and fighting, making, you have to shake things up, but in the righteous manner. So knowledge is very important. So what does the guru do? He removes your material worldly imperfections and gives you the spiritual knowledge, the knowledge about the truth. And material worldly imperfections, because we only follow blindly what people have been doing. We have never questioned the system. We have never gone and understood. We have never studied. We have never understood the process. We have never we don't make an effort to go find out what is it. We also go blindly. One blind man telling another blind man, oh, this is what you have to do. And one blind man is teaching another blind man what is God all about. How ironical that is, how ridiculous that is. So don't open your mouth even when you yourself are learning and you yourself are ignorant. Most important, first go learn. Shut your mouth and go learn. My Guruji teaches us this. He practically gives us that experience. But you know what? He's just going to be sitting in his driver's seat. He will only guide us. Go do this. Go meet this person. But it is for us to go face people, face life. And we have to fight our battles. The Lord is not going to come and fight. See, in Mahabharata, the whole Bhagavad Gita is based on Lord Shri Krishna is your indweller. He is the one who's running the chariot for you, this body. He's your charioteer, but you have to surrender to him. Give the reins in his hands, and he's going to guide you through that path. He's going to take you to the right places, but first you surrender. Just do exactly what he's asking you to do. I'm telling you, the few months has been incredible, because every date my Guruji has prescribed, and when we have followed it, I'm not joking, though, that whole day, you have to persevere, you have to have patience, you have to do things, you have to exert. Despite all that, what the beauty is? Things work out. That faith is what is required. That my Guruji is there. Everything shall fall in place. But you have to put that effort, and he will test you. He's going to see how much you persevere, how much you're going to do. It's amazing. I was sitting in a very interesting place, and over there, I saw Baba's Murti. I saw the person in front of me was his religion was Islam. He's a believer in, of course, Allah. But I saw he was worshipping Baba. There was Baba's Murti. There was other Hindu gods also. So I asked him, are you a devotee of Sai Baba? Because I know Sai Baba, even Muslims used to worship him. He says, no, I believe in everything. God is one alone. It's so beautiful to, hear someone saying that. And then I was just chanting Lord Shri Krishna's name at that time. Literally, every moment I was sitting there, it was only doing his chant, taking his name. And suddenly I see on his desk that there's a glass, and on the glass there was this ISKCON's Krishna image, the picture, which was stone. Only that face of Krishna was there, and telling me, I am with you, don't worry, I am right here. Wherever you are going, I am here. In everything you will find me, everywhere you will find me. Just have faith, but do your job, do your duty, surrender to me. I am here to take care. Don't worry, nothing shall befall you. My universe will work with you when you are following the path of dharma and doing your swadharma. But doing is a must. Never procrastinate. See, one of the most important thing is time. Time is Lord Shri Krishna. He says, I am the mighty Kala. So don't waste time, because that time is lost. It is never going to happen. And yesterday, it was beautiful Thursday. Everywhere I went to these offices, I could only see Baba, Krishna, everywhere. And some things were told to me. Hadn't you come today, let me tell you, this would have got delayed by another 10 days. And you know what? Just this morning, we got to know that they have already announced, there's a night curfew going to be. They're announcing a lockdown and all those things. That is the power of the divine Lord. So going and doing is a must in time. The problem I'm sorry, the most important aspect that I'm mentioning here is the aspect of time. So never procrastinate. Don't depend on anybody else. Don't depend on others. Personally go. Do all your job yourself. Go find out. If you don't know something, ask people. Find out and learn. Please remember, knowledge will come to you. The divine Lord is working with you, and he will always be on your side. But don't procrastinate. Procrastination is another downfall of this, why we will not be able to succeed in our life. Then it's easy to blame God, like my Guruji will say. Then it is very easy to blame me. If you don't do things in time, I am not responsible, because destiny takes over. This is one lesson which is not understood by anybody. So don't ever do that. So just surrender like the child to the lotus feet of your Gurudev and God. And please remember, he will take care. He will give you everything, the best of this universe. Whatever that you are due to get, it will come to you. But please do it in time. Doing in time and with absolute faith and complete surrender unto the lotus feet of your Gurudev and Lord Shri Krishna is a must. And if you can't do that, then you're only going by your destiny. And please remember, no matter what happens around you, have compassion, because you know what, all these people are very ignorant personified, ignorant to the core. They are living in their own hell. When I went 2 days ago somewhere, I saw that. I felt sad. They might have all the money in the world, they might have everything, but I could only see they're completely fallen down. They've fallen to that level that there is no rising above. So you know what Sai Baba says? I give my hands to especially those who have completely fallen down, who have completely gone off the path. They are in the deepest of the hells. There is no more going below. They are in the bottom, rock bottoms they have reached. There is nothing more they can fall. They are already in that gutters. So what does Baba say? I give everybody an opportunity, especially to those who are on the path of unrighteousness. I give them my hand, so that at least one opportunity for them to rise above. That is the greatness of this divine master. And it is so beautiful when you understand how these divine beings work. You can only be, what you feel is that I can't describe adequately with words what I feel. It just feels like, oh my God, I've just been blinded, not knowing all of this. My only wish and my only ambition is to live the way of my master, to emulate all his good qualities and become that best, so that the world knows who has made me. I will want to proudly say to everybody in the world, even today, my Guruji has made me. But one wrong representation will earn him a bad name. It's not going to earn you. Nobody will tell you. Okay, nobody points finger at you. They'll say, what has your Guruji taught? So don't represent your Gurudev in a wrong manner ever. Please remember, he is not bad. He's never ever have taught you to be bad. And if you use your mind and ego and become bad, don't ever let that tarnish come on your Gurudev. Please remember, when you have a Guru, you are representing the Guru. So you have to be the best. Don't try to, take this as a very light, in a light manner. This aspect, when you call somebody your Gurudev, please remember, the world is looking at him, the world is looking at you. Every behavior, every act of you is being observed. They will not even directly tell you, but they'll say what kind of a guru he is. He look at his student, how they behave. They'll finger point at your Guru. Never ever let that happen. And this is one lesson you all have to embed, everybody, each one of us. So we have to be very conscious about how we represent our Gurudev. Because when you're using, oh, Krishna Guruji is my Gurudev, please behave so that Krishna Guruji should be known to the world what he is made, and not how because of your uncouth behavior or your characterless behavior, they should not figure point at him. My Gurudev is the greatest, and today he's Lord Almighty, he's Lord Shri Krishna. He's the charioteer of my life and many others, and we have to make him proud. That is the only offering that you can give as a Guru Dakshina, by emulating and living his words on this planet Earth, for being your Guru. So let us continue with the next principal Guru, that is the girl from the poor household, the virtue of cultivating loneliness. Once, suddenly, a party visited the house of a poor man for the purpose of negotiating alliance with his daughter for their boy. It happened that the girl was alone at that time in the house, her parents having gone to another place on some work. The girl herself had to, therefore, prepare the food for the guests. She started pounding the rice, that is the grains. As she had only glass bangles on her wrists. They were making much noise while she was doing the pounding. Afraid that the noise will only expose their poverty to the guests, she started removing the bangles one by one, but retaining just two on each wrist. But these two continued making some noise. Then she removed one more bangle from each wrist, leaving only one bangle on each wrist. Lo, there was no further noise. The spiritual aspirant, especially the ascetic, will have to learn to live alone in a solitude so as to avoid strife and discord with any one of them. Okay, this is a very important lesson. What does this mean? See, it means that, see, when you're having two bangles, in two bangles in each hand, it's always going to cling to each other and make some noise. Similarly, when you're living with other people, okay, you're always going to be in disharmony. You know why? Because you have your way of life, they have their way of life, and sometimes you will talk nonsense, sometimes you will try to say something, they will try to say something, both of you will have an argument, and then you will keep living in that bitterness. So there's no goodness there. See, today we don't know how to live with another human being and in a harmony and in a manner which is God pleasing. We are always here finding faults. We don't like how the other person sits, behaves. Everybody has their inherent nature. This is something you need to understand. So imagine you have been living with your parents. What happens? You have already adapted their tendencies, their nature, the way of life, everything, and then you are also behaving like that. Many a time my Guruji, just to give me two tight slaps to overcome this body's tendency, he says, don't bring this body's, behavior or nature from where I was born. The reason why he says that is because that is the vasanas we carry with us. That is the nature sometimes we bring with us. Not just the nature from this birth, but also from the tendencies from many of our previous births. So there is tendencies from our past lives and the tendencies from this life, which is acquired tendencies. And then what happens? Then we behave the gutters, like the gutter snipes. That's how we behave. It's very sad. To being divine is not such an easy thing. And what are we trying to do? We try to have arguments. We try to create disharmony. People, imagine just two people living. They fight like cats and dogs. They're always in that discord with each other. There is no goodness. They can't talk about the God. They will do all sorts of nonsensical things, drink, do all kind of, demonical aspects, which is what the demon will do within you. All the evil propensities, they are filled with that. Their action is nothing God pleasing. Yeah, you might be working only why? Because you want money to live a good life. According to them, money is, security. So when you have money, you feel you're empowered, you feel you are in the power, you have that power to control anything. Money is only a way, it's just an aspect in life to live, to meet our basic necessities. It's a facilitator, it's nothing beyond that. Money is the root cause of all miseries. It's a evil, especially wealth is evil. But what does Baba say? Wealth is only to establish dharma. So let's not go there. We'll come back to that later. But what is this teaching which Lord Dattatreya is giving? Living in solitude is extremely important. Again, solitude doesn't mean with your mind, and that's the biggest enemy of yours. That is the biggest companion who lives with you 24/7. It is not about other people around. It is about your own mind. Can you stop your mind? Can you control your mind? Can you stop that mind chatter, which is nonsensical? It talks too much. Too much it talks and says you all sorts of things, and especially it will instigate you against your Gurudev and God. So that chatter is something you have to stop, and stop dwelling in it, and stop even thinking about stupid stuff and trying to say, oh Gurudev, you did this, you did that. Can you just shut up? Can you shut up and be with yourself? Silence of your mind and silence of your mouth is the most important thing. What is the Guruji teaching here? No noise, especially the noise within your mind. The chatterbox, it's talking non-stop nonsense. Stop the chatter. Be one with the divine Lord Almighty, one with your Gurudev, and contemplate on the teachings that he has given. What is the most important three aspects of spiritual sadhana? Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan. Can you do that? You read a lesson every day. You're reading something. Can you go deeper and contemplate and understand what is being taught, and how do you apply in your own life? And that is why one of the most important aspect that happens on the path of spirituality under the tutelage of a great master, the divine master, is getting the direct experience of the knowledge learned. Till you don't get the direct experience, how do you understand how to apply that knowledge? First is to get the direct experience. Only through experience will you understand, oh, now I understand why my Guruji is telling me this. Why should I follow these teachings? Why should I be my good self? Why should I be compassionate with even the worst possible people on this earth? My Guruji has always said, let the world behave however they want. They can be as bad as they want. They're already fallen. They are down in the gutters. We are trying to just give them some redemption, by showing them the right path. So don't go and beat them out even more. They don't know. They are completely filled with ignorance. So show compassion. No matter how much money they have, wealth, fame, name, power, they are anyways in that ditch, that complete gutter. They are not going to attain God realization. So let us show our mercy. Let us be compassionate, kind to all. See, at the end of the day, whatever the actions they perform, that is for them to suffer. Why are we here? And the one who's the karma phala data, Lord Shri Krishna, is the dispenser of the fruits of action. This truth nobody understands, and he's ever watching you. Please remember, he's watching your actions, what kind of kritya you're doing. So always perform that which will lead you to the divine Lord Almighty and not make you fall down. So the be your good self is this: be kind, compassionate, benevolent, loving, caring, forgiving of all. That is why Lord Jesus Christ said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. They are ignorant being. So this is one lesson you have to keep drilling in your head all times. And don't bother to justify anybody. You don't have to tell anyone anything. When you understand the truth, truth will make you become silent. You are not going to talk. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Please remember, when the Lord knows what you're doing, when the Lord is with you, is there anything that you have to prove anything to the world? No, but rise to such a level that the world will bow down in front of you. In the greatness of who you become, that with that respect, they have to bow down, not with ego and arrogance. When we go in front of God, why do we bow down? Because we say God is greater than us. Lord Shri Krishna is who he is. He doesn't ever say you have to touch my feet, you have to acknowledge me. Nothing does he say. But yeah, he has taught, please know who I am and worship me. How to do a devotional service is a very beautiful lesson. In Uddhav Gita, my Krishna Guruji, I think last week, he has done 2 sessions, completely 2 satsangs on the how to worship Lord Shri Krishna. You must go listen to this. And those who really want to be a devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, devotion doesn't just come like that. It is an effort. Everything is associated with self-effort alone. Till the time you don't put the effort, the Lord is not going to do anything for you. Please remember, his universe will not work. And most important, when you are serving the divine Lord Almighty, when you are doing his purpose, then you perform nishkama karma, selfless action where no karma accrues to that. So most important lessons, staying in solitude. The first solitude is shutting your mind up, shutting your mouth up. Read, do your sadhana, keep doing. What comes about, we don't know. How things work, we don't know. But your effort is all the God is, he's waiting to see how much you wear yourself out. Even when you say, Krishna, I love you. Lord Shri Krishna, I love you. You're my this, you're my that. Why do you want, just by saying, does it work? How do you show him? Aren't you not going to buy flower for your boyfriend, girlfriend? You're running after them. No, initially you're buying flowers, you want to surprise them, you want to give gifts, you want to give the best of the chocolates. But these days, that's all has become transaction. This is very funny. So a few years ago, someone broke up with their boyfriend, and the moment they broke up, they're actually distributing. You give back my gifts, and I will take whatever I've given. This is the love we exist in. Oh my God, I was like, what? You've taken back what each one of you gave? See, okay, you must have broken up. That doesn't matter. Oh, I gave 5,000 worth of some present. I need that back. This is the world we are in. So where is the truth in this? Where is that love? In case of the divine Lord Almighty, he's not expecting anything from you. It is unconditional love. In the material world, it is all about transaction. You scratch my back and I will scratch your back. That is what it is. It is all about, I will give you this, you will give me this in return. There is no true love. Let me tell you, I will write it down for you. There is no true love when you're in love with a human being. That the true love exists only with the divine Lord Almighty. So that is what it is all about. The beautiful aspect of Lord Sri Krishna. You will be soon reading many more stories about my own Krishna Guruji, the journeys with my master. You will see that, and most importantly, in his autobiography, I will make an effort to, start writing. I have done the Sri Ganesh, but I need to continue with that. And in that, you will learn the greatness of my master, where he loves everybody unconditionally. He doesn't covet anything. He doesn't own anything. On the contrary, he gives to everybody. Nobody can give him anything. That is the truth in this world. What can you offer the gardener from his own garden? You're plucking few flowers and giving to him, and with the ego that too, oh, I'm offering you few flowers. And you know what? People come with a begging bowl, bottomless pit, that bucket list is never ending, and says, Gurudev, I need this, I need that. Even when the guru gives an instruction, idiots don't even follow. And they'll make their faces like an nincompoop and sitting here in front of him. What am I supposed to do? Crying. My Gurudev will say, people come and cry to me. Come on, get up and do your job. That is what Lord Dattatreya is also saying. Why are you sitting like a cry baby? The Gurudev teaches this. The Gurudev empowers you to become that great being, because all the qualities is within you alone. The potential is there. The astra, shastras, everything is there. Get up and fight. Overcome this demon. The demon is not outside. The demons are within us. We have to conquer this tendencies, inadequacies, everything. That is what Devi Mahatmyam is all about. And every Navratri, we do Devi Mahatmyam. Go listen to my last year's satsang. You will understand who this Shumba, Nishumba, Mahishasura. Oh my God, today, Mahishasura has become your mind. He takes up the Indra's throne. And then what happens? He becomes the god of Tamas. And then what is he trying to do? Oh, it's okay, you don't get up till 12 o'clock. It's okay, sleep some more time. You are very tired. Yesterday you did so much of work. You came late, toward 2 a.m. you came. How much you did while sitting in the car and just standing over there? You did great effort. Oh my God, how much work you have done. So don't get up, don't do anything. Just sleep. It's okay. One day you can sleep. This is what the Mahishasur does. And he puts you to gutter. So don't become tamasic. Don't have that inertia, lethargy. Get up, rise above, and do your things in time. My Guruji says we have to wake up in Brahma Muhurtam. We already did that. Why it is important to wake up at a certain time. Eat at certain hours. Eat the right food in moderation. All these things. But we never want to pay attention to the Gurudev. Why he's saying what he's saying. We want to use your mind and always disobey him. See, having a guru itself is a blessing. Some merit you must have done in past lives. That is why we are in the company of this holy people. And it is not so easy to get their company. Because today in this entire universe, everybody is unholy. There is no holy. Holy. Holiness doesn't exist at all. It is only when the guru finds you. Even his touch will turn you into that holy being. Such is his greatness. Having the privilege to fall at his feet. We are putting all our gutter at his feet. So sad, His feet hurts. Unfortunately, how much gutter can he keep accepting? Beyond a point he cannot sustain. His time is limited. Let us not waste his life. Let us live every word that he's teaching us in some way and make him very proud. You know what? When he leaves this body, he has to feel, I've taught, I'm sorry. That for me to having manifested and imparting this knowledge, I have my students today who live my lesson. You have to make him proud. Like I say, you can only offer that Guru Dakshina to him. You can't give him anything else. And let us not trouble him at all. So living in solitude is very important. When you live together, you need to learn to live in harmony. We have to be tolerant about everybody. Learn to shut up your mouth as much as possible. Don't give your expert opinion. You are not an expert. First, you become the expert of, subject matter. Sorry, I'm using the technical term, the corporate terminology. Subject matter expert before you open your mouth. Till you don't know anything, don't open your mouth. And most important, when you want to learn, ask the questions with humility and humbleness. The Guru will teach you. And until then, even if you know, shut up your mouth. Don't say, I know. That word, I know, is going to, make you fall down, and you're not going to get that knowledge. This is one lesson which my Gurudev keeps imparting. No, even if you know, don't open your mouth. Even today, my Guruji, if somebody is coming and sitting in front of him and he will let that other person talk, he will say, I don't know, sir, you please tell me, I don't have any knowledge. This is the humility that he shows. This is his greatness, please remember. But he's the only one who's master of all subjects. Nobody else is there in this universe. So live in solitude, shut up your mind, shut up your mouth, and go into this contemplation of what your Gurudev has taught, and live in harmony. And most important, even when you're with someone together, there is no need for you to go and unnecessarily talk something and get into a disharmonious state. You need to be, everybody has to be working in tandem and for that one cause alone. The next one, the serpent, the virtue of unconcern for self-possessions. The serpent does not build its own abode. It lives in holes already built by other creatures. So also spiritual aspirants, especially ascetics, will have to spend their days in caves and temples already existing, but should not try and waste their lives in building houses and homes. Oh my God, this is very profound. We know one of the aspirations of every human being, oh, I want to become rich, I want to earn good, I want to first study, get a good education, then I want to earn a lot, I want to build a house. One of the basic ambition of every human being is, I want to own my house. That is what it is. And the next thing, oh, then I will get married, I will have family, I'll have a beautiful life, oh, lovely house, I have my dream house. There's nothing like that. It's a possession. The moment you own something, it's a misery. You know, remember we did this, one of the principal gurus, the 18th principal guru of Lord Dattatreya, the raven, just one piece of food, the whole vultures are flying behind it. The moment that food drops, then everybody goes out. So even if you have that piece of land, there are vultures in this world who are going to be after your life. It's a misery. And please don't think you want to own, possess anything. What is it talking about? It is talking about unconcern for self-possessions. The divine masters don't possess anything. They will just live in a temple. Where did Baba live? Sai Baba? When he came into Shirdi, there was the place where Shirdi is there now. He was just living in that. He used to call it Masjid Mai. The, completely dilapidated building. He was just living there. He didn't bother. He didn't have any possession, and he lived on alms. Why does he do that? He does that because he doesn't have any desire. He's a desireless being. And most important is, when he accepts food from you, that food comes desireless. There is no karma in that. That is the only reason why they take alms and live. Most important, because you are giving him that which is left over. We are the most ungrateful creatures on earth. We will first want to satiate our belly and only then offer anything to anybody. That is not how it works. That is why when anybody comes to your home, we say Atiti Daivo Bhava. First you have to offer to them, and after everybody's have had their food, then only you will have to partake of it as prasad, the leftovers, because that is what has the highest of the sattva, that goodness. But we are, greedy human being. You have to see people, even for petty things, they will think that, oh, it is mine, I have to possess, I have to save. I don't understand. Sometimes I just get exhausted. Tomorrow you will be dead and gone. What use is all that money? What use is all that wealth? What use is all that possession? Those hundreds of clothes that you have bought. It is of no use. Can you not understand? This life itself is futile. Can you not live a God-pleasing life? My Gurudev doesn't covet anything. My Krishna Guruji is Avaduta. He has nothing in his name. Even today he can walk out like this. But yet he does good to everybody. He grants everybody else's wishes. He fulfills their wishes. He gives them everything that they want. But everybody is ungrateful to him. You know why? Because they will not acknowledge. They will say, oh, I got this with my effort because I am working hard. You know what? It is not even there in your karma. It is not even there in your destiny. But because of my Guruji's grace, you have got it. So be very humble about it. At least, show him that much of respect. Acknowledge that, God, you have been very kind to us. Gurudev, you have been very kind to us. You have blessed us. Show that much of goodness and have that much of gratitude. Otherwise, you will only be born as Kida Makoda. Let me tell you the truth. And most important, what is it they're saying? Don't try to possess, don't try to own this property, houses. Just have to be contented with what you have. And here this truth is for, especially for an ascetic. Who's an ascetic, who's a spiritual aspirant, you should not have any possession. And if you have even one single possession in your life, that is going to be the cause of your downfall and your misery. And please remember, don't have anything in your name. And I'm saying this, and when I have myself, I don't know what the story is, but I only do Krishna Arpan. And it is how things has to evolve, will evolve. And then you use that, whatever the wealth that God has given, like Baba says, wealth is to establish dharma. You can use the same wealth for the well-being of this universe. You can give to those who don't have. We don't have to covet anything. Please remember, at the end of the day, when you come with nothing, you go with nothing. But the one thing that you can attain is the spiritual field. So be detached. If God wants to give you, let him give you. Accept it. If he doesn't, he wants to take it away, let him take it away. Don't bother. That is the truth about a spiritual life. So the next principal guru is the arrow maker. The virtue of one-pointedness. Single-pointedness. Once an arrow maker was so absorbed in his work of sharpening and straightening an arrow that he did not notice even the king and his big retinue passing by. Later, when the minister of the king came and asked him in which direction the king and his party went, alas, he had to plead his ignorance. For achieving perfection in anything, one should have single-minded dedication in what one does. This thought doesn't exist in anybody today. Why? Because our mind has lost the ability to focus, concentrate. You know why my Guruji sometimes will say do meditation or concentration is because so that we can channel our mind to have that focus. That attention span is completely lost. Today people don't have attention span for more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. The mind has lost that ability to focus. So here what is he teaching? If you take up any task, you have to become one with that. You know, they say mindfulness, there is a term. The reason mindfulness they say is because you have to be in 100% in the task. You cannot have any other thought in you. You have to be dedicated to the job, completely, and do your job with that, in dispassionately, but with that dedication and devotion. Single pointed devotion to that task is important. And this is what my Krishna Guruji says. No matter what job visit, it doesn't matter whether it's even you're sweeping your house, give it 100% dedication, sweep nicely. Don't leave kachra here, kachra there, then you're not doing your job. Don't do it for the heck of it. Just because it's a menial task, sweeping is not a menial task. It shows how you're being, it shows about how you can clean, care about cleanliness. Cleanliness is equal to godliness. But people don't understand this aspect of cleanliness. They live in the muck. No matter how much you tell them, they'll put all their garbage and keep. That is who they become. They don't understand what it means. Only when you're cleanly. Why is cleanliness equal to godliness? Because through cleanliness is what you will evolve. You have to have that clean atmosphere around you. You need to have that, goodness. Near the God, you don't keep all the muck. Do you keep all the shit in this world around you and then you will study or eat? No, right? So similarly, why don't you understand? You have to be very clean. You have to be good in every job that you do. I'm just given an example of cleanliness. Doesn't matter. Even if you're cooking also, you have to be single-pointedly focused in that. My Guruji can, within an hour's time, he can finish so many different dishes for even 15 people, 20 people in a stretch. That is the speed with which he does. You have to do simultaneously. Your mind has to be focused. And my Guruji will get very angry if you come and talk to him while he's doing, because he's working in a clockwork precision manner. When somebody comes and tells something, it disturbs or breaks that, the chain of the actions that he's going to perform. Why? Because he's not thinking. His mind is single-pointedly devoted to the job. So it's doing very fast. But you know what? We will be dreaming. How do you and I perform? We will be standing there thinking about it. We will be dwelling on that object slowly. We stretch our time. We extend our time to do the same job. You have to be able to do it fast. How will you be able to do that? Only through single-pointed devotion. Ekagrata is required in anything that you do. Your focus has to be there. If you're writing an article, take that article, go study, finish it off. Don't go on to another task. You know what? Our mind has a habit to jump from one to other. It will start something, then it will jump to another, then it will come back here. No, never allow that. Focus. Focus is very important. And if you can't focus, what is Lord Dattatreya saying here? You will not be able to achieve anything. For achieving perfection in anything, one should have single-minded dedication in what one does. I hope all these lessons is not going above your head. And at least I'll be very happy, or Lord Dattatreya will bless you if you can even take 1%, not even 1%, 0.1% of these teachings and apply in your own life. You'd have made your life dhanya. My life is also dhanya because I also have to do, it's all for each of us. We have to grow in our own path. The next principal guru is the spider. Our desire-infested mind alone is the cause of our bondage. This is beautiful. Root cause of our desire is the root cause of our miseries. The spider pours out of its mouth long threads and labors to weave out webs, but unfortunately gets stuck up in its own web. Likewise, man also builds with his desires his own bondage and forfeits his freedom. They say, apne pair pe kuladi marna. Means what? I'm cutting my own feet with my own hands. Why do you need that? The moment you get carried away in that desire, you become bound. You forfeit your freedom, because desire is the root cause of all our miseries. Lord Shri Krishna is very beautifully explained in Bhagavad Gita. Every scripture of his, whether it's Bhagavad Gita, Uddhav Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, you know what, I keep saying the same thing. I'm tired. I hope you're also tired listening to me. But like even my Krishna Guruji teaches the same thing 20 plus years. Oh my God, he has only taught this, not just in satsang. So much of satsang he is given, and plus one-on-ones. He just says the same thing. Sometimes I feel like I'm crying with, not tears, but blood, literally. Because it's painful to see the kind of effort that he puts, and not 1% enters in our brain. It's very sad. You know what? Please, I'm not going to go deeper in it. You need to understand, any desire is always going to pull you down, and you're going to become bound in this world. Whether it is having a good job, marriage, children, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, objects, saris, jewelry, everything is a desire. Even telling I want to attain the spiritual will also is a desire. You should not have anything. Just go on the path. Have total devotion unto the lotus feet of your Gurudev and Lord Shri Krishna. What has to come to you, it is his problem. Why are you bothered? Why are you even asking? It's only doing alone is your right. Don't bother about the fruits of that action. End result is never in your hands. What did I say? Lord Shri Krishna is the only one who's the karma phala data, the dispenser of the fruits of action. What has to be bestowed upon you, he will bestow. Don't bother about it, and just keep doing, every task with just devotion, and serve selflessly in this universe. Things will come your way. What has to come will anyways come to you. Don't run after anything. You will only end up in bondage. The snares of Maya will entangle you to eternity. The choice rests with you. I can only explain what is mentioned here. At the end of the day, to live or not live, this lessons is in your hands. Like my Gurudev can only walk the path. He can take the horse to the water, but he can't make the horse drink the water. The horse has to drink the water. So my Guruji can only teach. But you know what? My Guruji is the highest Guruji. You know why? He's the greatest. He's God Almighty. He's Lord Shri Krishna. How does he teach? He opens your mouth, puts that medicine, ensures that the lesson hits you. That is the kind of a guru you need to have. But for having that, you need to be the patti in his hands, the clay in his hands, so that he can mold you. It is not very easy. And he is going to reprimand, beat the pulp out of you. In one of the satsang, in one of the chapters, Narsimha Saraswati has mentioned this. The guru is going to beat the pulp. Pulp means not his body, literally beat, but he's going to destroy your ego, tendencies, everything. But are you game? Can you surrender to that level and not open your mouth and talk? That is what depends on you. So the choice rests with you alone. Nobody can walk that path. Nobody can drink the water for you. You alone have to drink that water yourself. So the last principal guru is the bringi. As the mind thinks, so one becomes. Oh my God. The bringi, Brahmara, beetle, catches hold of a worm and throws it into a mud nest. The worm is all the time worried that the beetle is going to come and sting it, and thus its attention is all the time anxiously focused on the beetle, sitting outside the opening of the nest with its mind sitting outside of the nest, opening of the nest. With its mind thus constantly focused on the form of the Brahmara, it gets soon metamorphosed into a Brahmara, shedding out its ugly worm body. As one thinks, so he becomes. If we constantly think of God, we too will become divine for sure. Oh my God, how beautiful and how sweet is. That is why we say, Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti, Puja Moolam Gurur Padam, Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Moolam Gurur Krupam. This is the end of Guru Charitra. And if you do not understand the truth even after this, who is this Guru? What is this nature? Why is he here in this universe manifesting? And if you kind of go after the fake gurus in this world, then it is your destruction, it is your downfall, and it is your funeral. Even no God can save you. And what is being mentioned, like even Lord Buddha said, as is your thoughts, so, your thoughts define who you become. And what is mentioned? It is mentioned that what you keep constantly dwelling on, that object, what you keep constantly thinking about, that is what you will become. So who do you want to become? The demon or the God? Choice is with you only. Even Bhakta Prahlad was born to a demon, but he became the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu. Can you become the Bhakta Prahlad no matter where you are? Don't give excuses. Oh, my father did this, my mother did this, I had this bad life. That is all hiding behind reasons. If you want to rise, that is the choice that you have to become divine. That is what is called the God's grace. God gives you the grace, and it is for you to rise above, accepting that grace and becoming your good self, that godly self, and attaining God realization. And with this, we end this chapter. It's really very hard and painful to, part saying that we have come to an end with such a beautiful story of learnings, teachings of Lord Dattatreya. It's very painful. But yes, we will continue. I will come back and tell you what is that we are doing next. So today, we end the Guru Charitra Satsang. Thank you, listeners. You have been an incredible part of my journey too. It is because of you that I have the opportunity to give this satsang. Thank you so much to each one of you, and wishing you a very happy Friday and a good weekend. And I wish you all the good luck in your own spiritual evolution. Thank you for joining Shri Guru Charitra Satsang. Om Shri